The island of Shikoku is not historically known for its elite professional sport, but in the city of Tokushima, a football club with a long history and a proud local heritage is doing its town proud in the top division of Japanese professional football. This is, of course, one of the newest teams in the MEIJI YASUDA J1 League, the unmistakable Tokushima Vortis. Tokushima Vortis has roots in football that extend back to the mid-50s as a company team, but their J-League story doesn't begin until the 2005 campaign, when promotion from the then third tier brought Tokushima into the J2 League. It was then that the club fully adopted its modern moniker of Tokushima Vortis, a name based on the Italian word for vortex, vortice, and crafted in reference to the nearby whirlpools of Naruto. It's a name that the club hopes evokes the power, speed, and excitement of a local phenomenon. But at times in Tokushima's history, it's felt like an apt name for opposite reasons. Much like a whirlpool, this is a club that's been caught in a high-velocity spin cycle that largely just keeps them rooted in place. Until this year, Tokushima Vortis had spent all but one season in the second tier since their J-League debut, again and again finding themselves on the outside looking in. The lone exception was in 2013, when Vortis finished 4th in the J2 League, but somewhat unexpectedly qualified via the promotion playoff. It was a tremendous achievement as Vortis were propelled to the J1 League and gave the local area representation in the top flight for the first time ever. But while a whirlpool of excitement landed them in J1, it sent them flying right back down to the second division in only a year. As thrilling as 2013 had been, 2014 was the opposite. Vortis finished bottom and a full 22 points from safety, amassing only 3 wins in 34 matches and a minus 58 goal differential. It was, to put it mildly, brutal. Vortis would have to wait until 2019 for their next sniff at top flight glory, but this time the promotion playoff wasn't so kind, as Shonan Bellmare kept their place in J1 with a 1-1 draw in the decisive final. It was heartbreak in Tokushima, but that whirlpool of football fortune would bring better things in 2020 as Vortis were promoted as champions to J1, where they're back for more this season. So how's that going? Well, for starters, there's been a change at the top, with Urawa Reds securing the services of last year's triumphant manager Ricardo Rodriguez. Tokushima's J1 challenge is now in the hands of another Spaniard, Dani Poyatos. But while the manager is from elsewhere again, the squad itself is largely defined by young domestic talent, and much of it secured on loan. YUKI KAKITA was instrumental to Tokushima triumph in 2020, and he's remained on loan from Kashima Antlers for Vortis' J1 return. That's good news for the Vortis faithful because, well, he does stuff like this. This year, KAKITA is joined by another young loan signing, 20-year-old Taisei Miyashiro, whose reputation is already sky high after turning out for J1 champions Kawasaki Frontale last season and contributing in a big way, as you can see here. The list of young talent goes on and on at Tokushima, a club not afraid to trust its youngsters, whether it's handing the number 10 shirt to 21-year-old Masaki Watai, putting teenager Joel CHIMA FUJITA in the heart of midfield, or throwing 20-year-old SHIRYU FUJIWARA up top. While there's certainly experience throughout the team, much of the trusted veteran talent is still relatively young, like 23-year-old TAKERU KISHIMOTO, and Kaká, who at 22 already has plenty of Brazilian top-flight matches under his belt. So of course the question now is this a team good enough to stay in the top flight for a second consecutive season? Well, we'll see. But regardless of how far this Tokushima team goes, they're doing their city proud, with a youthful side that's already surpassed their previous J1 win total and fearlessly doing it their own way. That's worth a lot to these tremendous fans who've been on quite the ride in the whirlpool over the years.